Welcome, RPG Limit Break fans, to the Final Fantasy Randomizer Fall Tournament 2024 Semifinals Race 1 match featuring Guardian Marcus, Shin Bobby, Gouda, and Demon Frog. My name is Thavian Hawk. With me both day and handling restreaming duties is, well, actually, Luffy DV, Jay Scheidel restreaming. I didn't notice that. But Luffy in booth, and Catnip Bumblefarts and Mecklin handling our tracking duties for this four-man race. Luffy, what do we got going on with this?
So, welcome, like Davian says, semifinals, race one, Fall League 2024. Some great stuff going on here. We got four teams: Merry Band of Misfits, Trash Island Fire Department, Temple of Friends Revisited, All Fiends Enabled, and Make the Balls Bluey again. Four teams in the finals, one race over 4 nights each. Best scores go on to the finals next week. I mean, this is really kind of like what we've been working for the last 6-8 weeks as teams here. Very exciting stuff. We got some cool parties going on here. Looks like, I see what you were talking about, Jay. Interesting. Fabian, let's talk a little bit about what we see right here. What is Gouda doing?
That is a good question. That thief, you got plus 20 hit points, plus heal magic plus, and negative 10 strength. So it's not your power, it's your evasion. But that's a black belt, which, given this is a shard hunt, you're not likely going to be doing much grinding. That said, the shard XP gain and growth, if you can get that to a late point and you get your grind going, that could be huge. It has buff magic, so it has its own temper. Or Saber. Does buff magic include fast or not?
I don't think it's Temper and Saber.
Well, if they find fast, that'd be
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Plus 40 hit points, so it does have some early survivability, but it has a negative 10 MDef, which that plus the not so likely to grind makes the black belt an interesting choice. We see the red mage though, plus life magic, hurt undead, but minus pro ring. I would take that. The life magic guaranteed with life in battle is huge. And then a black mage, which has free temper, free med mage armor support, so more survivability, at negative 10 luck. But I mean, you got a thief, you don't need the 10 luck.
Yeah.
So it's a cool party, but honestly, I like the fighter more. We see the fighter on other runners' sides that has the plus 15 agility, the improved cat's claw, which is kind of and no promo spells, which is also kind of whatever.
White Mage is taken here by Shumbabi and Guardian Marcus. White Mage gets heal magic, so already with life as well. Improved MP, so we're going to be getting level cast upon growth, level growth gives us one cast extra each, which is nice, which is really cool. And then they get minus 1 hit percent of level. We're not really taking them for their melee anyway. We'll see. The red mage is strong here. White mage makes sense to me in these flags as well. The black belt is tremendously interesting. I'm very curious to see how this works out. I've done a few of these in practice. I haven't taken static grinds when I've done it. The trap tiles are shuffled. So, I mean, if we come across the Agama, the Eye, the zombie dragons, there's something we can do with that. But I mean, we're also kind of playing off the stats here. We have an alt final boss, which is going to be Warmech and Friends. And we're going to be doing a little like oops all Warmech as well. So we're going to be finding Warmech anywhere in the world at a random encounter at any given point. So hopefully he's runnable, which I think he is because there's not any unrunnables on there. But you get my point. It's going to be a little spooky. We come across him pretty early.
The Warmech Unleashed flag is one of those challenge flags that you put on just to see what happens. And then we see it in a tournament event and we get to watch 4 people deal with it. I am all for it. And we are off.
See what we got here at early magic. Hopefully something to help with some survivability.
Shum going straight up. Is he going to check the dwarf's chest or is he just going to go to Topher?
Yeah, he's going to go and he's going to check the chest. Okay, why not?
Well, he does that. Warp Saber and Nuke at level 1 black is kind of crazy. And Guardian Marcus re-rolling.
Yeah, I mean, I think we re-roll into 2 red mages here, right? They have life. They'll have Nuke right away. I mean, or even red mage, black mage. Yeah, if you took a white. As Shum shows us our first Warmech.
Yep, under a minute to a Warmech. And it was in a chest in Dwarves.
That's the Masa. Okay.
We were asking if the Masa was in this or not, because it's not in the incentive pool. It is guarded by a Warmech in a chest in Dwarves.
Yep. Very first box that Shum checks has Warmech in it. That's kind of funny.
They have a Thor Hammer to start with. We get a free caster item. That is actually huge value.
Okay, so Rod for Shum Bobby. Let's talk a little bit more about what we have in this flag set. So our main progression items are not incentivized. So our Rod, our Loot, our Key, our Oxiel, our Chime, and our Cube are all going to be randomly throughout the world somewhere in a box. And we got to find them. So this is like a half oops all loose, but not quite, because we have incentive gear with no duds, although that white shirt just might be a dud. So Rod early there definitely helps, but it steers us toward a dungeon that none of us really feel like doing.
Very true. There's a good number of chests, but it's a long, grindy walk. There's the canal from the king, and the princess has the crystal, so you've got the bridge to start with. You got access to Matoya. Now you have access to Provoka.
3 chests here in Matoya as well. Might as well check them. Hey, there's a cat claw.
So often when there's loose, Matoya's cave just pays. Our last Garland is taken care of by Guardian Marcus on his way to the orb to get the heck out of there, but he's being bat blocked and encounter blocked. Noticing smoke bombs in the item shop and phoenixes. So we have phoenix downs, which are basically life cast in an item form. Some of the nice little creature things the randomizer can add to this ROM.
Life in battle also enabled, so we'll be able to use that if we can't come across the life spell. Even though our red mages and white mages started with it, it's still nice to know we can buy it in a shop.
True, and for once, life 1 and 2 is enabled, so if they find life too early, that means they can use it. And hey, there's the key in Matoya's. We're saying something there.
Talking about Matoya providing, and we got ourselves an adamant. So, I mean, we can check Canaria locked, we can check Dwarf locked.
Yeah, everything's routing pretty fast. I believe you were saying early, or before we started this, you want like a 5-minute between Provoka to Dwarves, what you can clear.
Yeah, your first 5 minutes in a flag set like this, with those pseudo looses, you want to be through Garland, through the princess and the king, check the Matoya boxes, turn in something if you got, in this case, the crystal, check all your magic, and kill the pirates before about 5 minutes. That's kind of your goal if you want to be, where these runners are. As you can see, we're all going there about 4 minutes. So maybe my goal was a little bit too unambitious.
Well, optimum running is what we're seeing here. Life and Life 2 at level 2 at the same time. I mean, you're going to take Life 2 and you're going to love it.
Yeah, and access to give that to a knight at some point once we get promotion, that feels pretty good.
That is a blast cast. Unless we have some alternate spell names for Shumbabi, that would be an item.
Yep, we do have those as well. Ooh, okay. Rewarded for not just taking that adamant right back to Dwarf Cave.
Yep, the double dwarf turn-in. That simplifies the routing quite a bit. And if you want that Masa, you know where it comes back. So if you get the floater or end up with the ship in the canoe, you can pretty fast dock and go back.
Level 1 nuke here with some, blasts. It's not unreasonable to go maybe like try around a Warmech and see. The scaling is in a spot where it's reasonable. 70 to 120 is our boss stats. So they're going to average about 91% of their normal, which will make it not as daunting as it normally can be.
Now that actually brings up a question. Since Warmech is considered a boss, does his scaling, no matter where he is, get affected by that? Or is there a separate scaling for Warmech in the overworld?
Good question. I would think because he's coded as a boss, it would be all the same.
It would be interesting to see. Sort of like a Warmech 1, Warmech 2 scaling setup.
I mean, we like to give our devs some ideas. Maybe that's one of them. If that's not already the way things are.
Yeah, I can always crack the ROM and see. We have the tools to do that. But Gouda checking our Canaria locked, which is random, but I mean, it's only 6 chests.
Hey, we got ourselves a boat.
And a chime in the lock chest. So that is one more progression item, access to one more, well, half of a dungeon.
And a slab. And a ruby.
Which is good, because now we have access to Titans and Sarda, and Titans is also incentivized.
Yep. There we go. There's some shards. We've got 6 minutes here without a shard. I would start feeling nervous.
Dwarves paying pretty handsomely, even if you leave the Warmech for now.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I haven't seen anything crazy on the scripts just yet. No horrible early encounters.
Yeah, not quite yet. Early game being friendly, which, would give me a little bit of pause for concern as Marcus gets the news about the Warmech.
Yeah, just decides to run back.
Yeah.
Gouda and Shum, with the key in proximity, are going to check the Toflock chest, find some mud gulls on the trap tile. That's some pretty good experience if you got Nuke.
Yeah, Gouda's not going to hate that. That is a black belt grind if he really wants to take one. That's right there. It's not ideal, but it can work.
Demon Frog finding Warmech, going to try and blast and nuke his way through it as Gouda gets back to Dwarves and just says no to that encounter.
See if Demon can punch through here. This is not unreasonable, to give this a try. If we get some high roll nukes, this can work.
Warmech has sleep too. Well, that's
more.
Interesting to see. And the nuke gets it. That's a huge, huge, huge level jump.
Oh yeah, that's a big boon for Demon. Masa +4 also. I mean, it was always going to be an endgame weapon, but that is tasty.
The weapon scaling on this is pretty impressive so far.
Oh yeah.
Now we've got the ship, we've got the canal, you've got the rod and the ruby. Do you ignore Elfland and Marsh for now and go straight to the Melman continent? Get a few more checks?
I think I might, and we were talking a little bit in the beforehand in the room where we were getting ready about how you shouldn't fade Marsh here, but if there's a flag set telling me to fade Marsh and the start of a seed, I mean, if only Northern Docks were on, that chime would make me go right to Sky and just see what happens.
Yeah, with the ship, with the canal, you can get to Melman, you can check Titans, which is incentivized, you can talk to Sarda, you can translate the slab, you can dive Earth, and then you can go to Crescent and talk to the Sages, all without having to deal with Marsh, Elfland, or anything. I think that's a good route, and Shum seems to agree.
Yep, as does Demon. He's out of here too, and Gouda... Okay, not going to take a stab. Marcus did go check level 4 and 3 magic, but was out of here too. Not going to go to Marsh Caves.
Now to see what's in the Titans tunnel. No loose Warmechs found just yet, so it's a deeper encounter.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any alteration to the encounter probabilities? Is it just vanilla? I know we have the no runnables.
So 0.6
no
overworld, 0.6 overworld, 0.77 dungeons. So we're going to average 6 encounters on the land, 7 encounters in a dungeon. It's going to feel like more, as now we're seeing some nasty by something early game. There was frost, I think, on the arachnids, which in a pack of 8 or 9 is just going to be gross.
And with that, we confirm this is a Danny seed.
Yep, and the white shirt from Titan feels okay at best, I think.
I like the fire armor +5. That's pretty sweet.
That one I like, yeah.
Yeah, free evasion stack cast is always nice to see.
Mm-hmm. So are we gonna get like a defense sword here from Sarda to say, "Ha, this is oops always Marsh"? That would be kind of funny.
Phoenix in chat pointing out that evidently Shum did see a Warmech out on the sea, so that's always fun.
Okay, so that's important.
Go-Go Gadget Crescent into Volcano and or Ice.
Yeah. It's like Marcus has faded Dwarf Lock for now. He's missing those 3 shards that was in there that Shum got.
That could come and bite him for some early encounter XP, given the fact that you only need 8 of those shards to get a 25% increase in experience gain.
Yep.
It's 8 shards or every orb lit is 25% boost. And we have a 26 shard count, but that boost is based off of total shards. So if you have more than the 26 required, you can still increase it.
Yeah, we have our restreamer Jay Scheidel doing the Twitch math for us. 6.5% boost of XP upon every shard pickup. It's pretty big. Oh god, these arachnids are making this not a nice continent.
And they show up in other places.
Uh-huh. That early rod is looking a lot less appealing.
And also making Marsh look substantially less appealing.
Yep. Canoe still says we don't have to go to Marsh just yet. Although Marsh feels like it's going to have something like our cube or something that like may not be necessary, but we probably want.
Interesting divergence. Shum and Demon Frog going for the incentivized random location ordeals, whereas Guardian Marcus is going to Crescent.
I like it. Early Canoe makes me want to go to ordeals hard.
I gotta agree. Get your pillars in chat. We have a very fast 4-pillar room, and it is not 1. Great thing about this early 4-pillar room is you can jump a lot of rooms really fast. We've only seen 1 split. First thing off, we got the top left.
All right, Gouda finding the zombie dragon tile here in Earth Cave in the Hall of Giants, but they rolled north of almost about 400 HP. That is not ideal.
Meanwhile, the herb coming out of the sages and a Warmech casting Blizzard in ordeals. So we found our first loose Warmech that's actually been spotted by someone other than the crew, or other than the audience. And Demon Frog gets the kill. That's a second Warmech down. Demon Frog has a 2 Warmech to nothing lead on his opponents.
Yeah, let's keep track here. Demon Frog with the Warmech lead for sure.
Ding, Ribbon out of ordeals. First chest. Huge find.
Okay. Yeah. Was that fanfare too? I didn't notice how long the pause was.
Quite a bit, so I would assume yes.
Okay. Alright, Marcus turning in this herb, and we're going to get the X-Cow. We like that.
It is promo locked, though, and we don't have the dock, so if you get the tail, you still need to find that floater. There are no added docks, so even if Bahamut's Horde is enabled, you gotta have the floater to get to Bahamut anyways.
Yep. Marcus making the ice play, still fading Marsh Cave. Everybody gonna fade Marsh.
Gouda making the Dwarven dive, it looks like. No, is this a Warmech in Earth? It's a Warmech in Earth. Yeah. So you're gonna have to find your way through Warmech encounters. That's gonna be fun.
Woo Bear floater in ice, maybe. Or floater was in Marsh all along. Temper level 3, fast level 3. Okay, we got all the utility we want. We got nuke here. We got flight. We can stop checking magic shops now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Woobear pointing out the floater is not one of our loose incentive items. So,
you know what? That's my teammate picking me up there. Appreciate you, Woo. Thank you.
Cure 4 and Fade at level 4 white, that is nice to see. And Brack and Ice 3, so level 4 white and black have value.
Oh yeah. So this is great. We have all the magic we could ever want in the first 4 levels. It's amazing.
Full cures, 17,000 gold. Oh, did we mention that all of our locations with incentivized are randomized? So, yeah, that was an ice shield instead of the incentive item. You gotta dig deeper, Gouda.
Yeah.
Or Guardian.
Got to keep going. It's in here somewhere. Just take a look.
Level 5 Fire 3, nothing special.
I didn't see what we got here from the sages at Crescent. See if our trackers caught that. We got the herb from the old man. Thank you, guys. Herb that turns into the X-Cal. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, that's why Guardian, when he reset out, was at the river dock.
Mm-hmm.
Shortened his ride back. He knows where the X-Cal is. He can go and get it if he wants it, but isn't incentivized. And here we have the check for Gouda at Northwest Castle. Yep, there's the floater in ice.
There it is.
But metal slime pack in the 2 trap location. That's huge find.
Yeah.
You've got Nuke. That's a good team grind.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, good. They're going to burn all his charges in Nuke here. That makes sense to me.
Meanwhile, Guardian Marcus finding the seafood party pack.
That's a terrible tile that I think he's not going to enjoy. But we got some survivability on the night.
Yeah, but they've got mute. Oh, there you go. He survived.
All right, we're out of there.
Gonna get X-Cal for Shoom, as Demon Frog gonna check the Elven Armory ahead of time, then go and get that X-Cal. Get some shards, good value. Ice Sword +5, I mean, if you get the Mossy, you don't need it.
Yeah. Shoom looks like he's making that ice play as well. I think Demon probably won't be very far behind.
Guardian with those early Warmechs, or Warmech kill, is surviving these Warmech encounters substantially better.
Mm-hmm. Man, look at Demon. He's just not even scared about taking this Warmech anymore. Of course, Warmech kills the guy with life. Warmech reminding us he is still Warmech.
Giant robot go stomp.
Mm-hmm.
Gouda fighting the the Mummy Wiz Mummy pack, loses the thief and barely survives with that black belt. That was a pretty brutal encounter for him.
Yeah, that was scary.
But Guardian out with the floater and on his way through the river system. Will be our first runner in the air, sub 20.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with the floater, where do you go from here? I'm assuming Cardia Isles?
Yeah, I would have really liked to have had the tail by now, but I probably go there. It's an incentivized location. Maybe the tail is there waiting for us.
Probably make a stop and get that X-Cal on the way.
Yeah.
Shoom finding the incentive item is not where it should be and ready to drop down.
Mm-hmm.
Also finding the thief cannot equip a wear sword, so thief is not wielding anything special. The ice sword is on that fighter. A coral sword, instead, can be worn, so Guardian Marcus has a thief with a weapon of note.
Yeah, one of the best weapons the thief can swing, period. So we'll take that every day.
Guardian Marcus knows there's a Warmech here, doesn't he?
Maybe.
Or is he just going for those locks?
Yeah,
Get those
those shards. So any shards we missed 10 minutes ago mean nothing now because we got them.
Plus we have warp, so This dive later is less of a pain.
Yeah.
Guardian going for the Earth check. Now, is this mostly for item check and then a dive deep? I mean, you'd assume he's here, he's gonna dive it.
You would assume so. It's a dungeon that we can do. We can really only do this, or we can do Volcano. Both of them seem fine, I guess. And we are still looking for some loose, so... yeah.
You got the waterfall, you've got Mirage you can go to.
Could.
You can check for a shop item.
We could. We haven't found that yet either.
But that's a lot of flying. For fighting some form of fiend.
Mm-hmm.
Please pardon the stutter. The tubes are tight for some reason.
Thank you, Jay. I was wondering if the stream was hiccuping a little bit. Usually that's on my end, so I wasn't going to say anything. Yeah, Shum was not messing around on that seafood party platter.
Yeah, we saw it's potentially brutal. Hey, XP chest gets 5,000 experience from that top right room in Earth 2. That could be value.
Could.
It's not as good as an XP EXP pinata, but
20 to 40% of the boxes have XP in them too, and we haven't seen very many of them yet. So that's one of the first we've seen. Go figure.
Gouda finishing up with the Ordeals dive, gonna make his way out of there as Shum is heading towards the Ryokan Desert, as is Demon Frog.
Yeah,
we will have two more almost simultaneous joiners of the air at the 23 1 or 2 moment.
Nice. That was pretty cool.
And our first Gaia location check. Let's see what's here.
Bottle for sale? That would have been funny.
Nah, no lazy tourist trap.
Yep. We can do the slab while we're over here. We're going to avoid that for now. Maybe we'll check caravan. Maybe we just kind of work our way around. We're probably looking for that bottle to kill that whole continent in one shot. Hey, a crown.
Gouda kind of lost trying to find where to go. I'm shocked he's not landing there at Bahamut, but... That was the crown spotted in the shop at the at the desert, so... Evidently, the king's treasure was being stolen and sold to a caravan.
That tracks. Procuring rare goods from around the world. Ooh. Gold bracelets +3, pro rings +5. That's a pretty kitted out shop right there in Elfland.
Yeah, I mean, outside of the one party member who can't run a pro ring and that fighter, or not the pro, it's the red mage without the pro ring, but still, that's survivability in store. And with the amount of gold they're going to be getting and or have, that's affordable.
Yeah. All right, Marcus doing the marsh play. All right, I feel like something has to be here.
Marsh at 24 plus minutes, 24 minutes plus. Yeah, here's hoping. Meanwhile, Demon Frog doing the volcano play.
Okay.
I actually kind of like this more. Especially since it doesn't have zombies with Stinger.
Shum getting the bottle from the crown turn in. Gonna go and turn that in. Probably definitely looking for the tail. We want to promote before we do anything else.
Especially if you want optimum gain of... I was going to say optimum gain of magic casts, but that's only valid to the thief turning into the ninja. Because that fighter doesn't get promo spells, and Warmech with Blizzard making Demon Frog go, eh. And then Demon Frog just says, I have swords and nuke. I will melt down that war mech and make it my equipment.
Alright, gonna see what this bottle is. Looking for the tail. Still missing Power Bonk for gear and Opal Bracelet for gear. There's the tail. Okay. Rewarded for chasing that down.
Yep, and relatively close to the Cardia Isles, so a quick jaunt, and you can also get the Cardia incentive while you're there.
Alright, Marsh Cave has 3 more boxes in it that are not trapped behind that key. And we haven't found anything useful just yet. That's kind of awkward.
Is there anything in the logic that prevents one of the loose items being in key locked?
I don't think so. That's where our loot could be, is kind of my point here, I guess, right?
Well, it's actually in the first box in Cardia on the left side, so shoom with the loot.
Hey, and a Vorpal +5, so we even got a weapon for that ninja. There's the Opal. Okay, so the Power Bonk is all that we're really missing here, and that's feeling like it's going to be loose as well.
That's the incentive Opal in Cardia Isles and the loose loot right next to it. So big value from the Cardia or the Bahamut Horde.
Yeah, so Shoom is an Oxyel and a cube away from item go mode, so to speak, but we still need quite a few shards.
Yeah, and you say item go mode, but realistically, if you can get those shards without taking down Tiamat and Kraken, you can go.
You can. We like those dungeons because they're very chest dense, and they have the 4 shards at the end of the altar there on the bosses, but if we're not going to run into that Oxyel or that cube, we just got to kind of take what the seed gives us.
Indeedly do. You could assume... Well, I was going to say the robot might have one of those. No, those are incentive loose items. We're not going to be able to just say the robot has it. I mean, it could be in Waterfall. That'd be fun.
It could be. Wow, that is an empty marsh cave. That feels awkward. Like, you know, I would not have expected that. That is not how any of the practices that I've seen has gone.
Well, the seed, as you said, was steering you away from Marsh, and
yeah, go figure.
I guess it was right to do so.
I guess so. You know, at least we didn't get trolled in that aspect, because that's when the seed's telling you not to go here, and that's when something very important is there.
The Guardian doing the volcano play along with Shoom with Demon Frog on his way to the Agama floor. Finding shards, very big thing.
Oh yeah, a couple shards there in that room.
Floater for good, our last runner to get into the air when he gets there.
3. 4.
The live count of the shards found on the floor, I assume.
Yeah, and I'm just counting how many Shoom's finding too. That's at least 6 so far in Volcano alone, plus a loose ribbon that our trackers made note of as well. This is, you know, Stackano provides. Demon knows up to 17 shards, I think, right now, and there's that cube.
That is huge. That is access to Sky, second most dense. Actually, no. Sky, I believe, has the most chests of 53. Any of the dungeons.
53 boxes between Mirage and Sky.
And a Warmech's normal stomping grounds, although, I mean, he proliferated.
Yeah.
I just imagine this is the timeline where Warmech was actually like the, dang it, I tried to make the reference, but I forgot what they're called. The giant robots that hunt mutants in the X-Men.
Oh,
with the Master Mold as the big bot that makes the smaller ones.
Oh, what were they called? Sentinels?
Sentinels, that's it. This is the Sentinels hunting down the mutants.
Eye-tile spotted here as well in the Agama room, vanilla Agama tile. That's going to be pretty big for Gouda, actually, if he decides he wants to take that static grind.
Indeedly do. Plus, you can get the kill on the Fiend here and then run back. And after getting all the shards you get from this dungeon, you're probably gonna be set with a 50% or more experience gain.
Yep, I'd say so. I was like a Hufgoofa? Spooky.
That is a very spicy Kraken facsimile of Kraken in a volcano.
So that means we got 19 shards for Demon, so 7 left for Demon to kind of take care of here.
Gonna check the Toph locked, hadn't done so. I'm doubting you'd be coming back here just for the mud goals.
Yeah, probably not. That cube is big for Shum right there. He's going to go right to Sky after this.
Yeah, it's up and to the right. Very fast to get to and from Mirage from or Topher, vice versa.
Vanilla fire tile too. That's funny.
Some things have to stay the same.
Some things are cute like that, yeah. And EXP's as well on a tile. That's funny too.
The loot was in Cardia Isles loose. It was the first chest on the left, as well as the opal, which was the incentive. It was just sitting there in Bahamut's hoard. 18 shards for Shum, and on his way to fight the wannabe Kraken. And Demon Frog's taking the marsh dive. We know this is a bit of a womp.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta feel like at 32 minutes that, like, you probably need something that's in here at this point, especially for Demon. You know, no Oxiel, no loot, you know. Yes, we're being pulled to Sky, but I mean, if what we need is here, you know, we could have had it a while ago. Like, I totally get it.
There's the 19th and 20th shards with that orb lit for Shum. Where does Shum go after this? Gonna check Canaria, get some gear or magic.
Yeah, I'm gonna get magic here. Warp and lock and nuke on the ninja. Maybe even Saber while we're at it. Yeah. You stop provoking, grab life. Yeah, and then we're just gonna go right to Sky. We're not even gonna get life yet. Who needs life right now? Heck it.
Shum going straight to Mirage, as you say. This has been a really fast-paced seed. We only have 2 orbs lit, but the progress with the shard counts mean these runners, if there's a shard-dense way, they might not even make it to the Fiend.
Yeah. Shum needs 6. He needs 2 and Tiamat. Like, that's it. That's all we need. And we know where a Warmech is. You know, we know quite a few things here.
Get that Warmech kill, get the Masa, you've got the X-Cal. You're basically just set with the best weapons. You had level 1 nuke.
Alright, 1 shard. I think Gouda's seen the eye tile yet.
Nah, he's in the top left. He'll have to wait until he gets through this floor. I doubt he'll even check the vanilla location. He'll just get the, as we saw before, it's shared as that first tile in front of the incentive red D chest. It does get the cube though, so it does have that route to Sky. As a Warmech in Mirage, abnormal, but I mean normal for this seed.
Doing invis strats across the party. We want to keep everybody alive. Interesting.
We know this Warmech has Blizzard, as well as Stomp. We haven't seen any nuke or nuclear, though. Thief takes a dirt nap, but that puts more experience on the rest of the party. 16 for the ones that usually matter.
Can't say we hate that, right?
Demon Frog out of the marsh jump. Gonna check his gear, and then I can only imagine he's going either for the X-Cal if he hadn't gotten it, or the Marasa if he hadn't gotten it, but Sky.
All right, Shroom's found Warmech off the hard reset. He's taken this fight a few times.
You know, I actually like it.
Yep, I do too.
It's just the idea that you get if you found an early Warmech on a shuffle, entrance and floor shuffle, and you find Bridge Destiny.
Yep, you just take it. Oh wow, it's a very early Warmech too. It's its first step onto the second floor. Wow. Yep, take it 2 times and go. I like it.
Yeah, it's substantially more, even with the run, that's substantially more experience than a couple fights, team fights on those metal slimes in Northwest Castle.
Yep.
So.
Alright, Shroom, bypassing greater than less than. We only need 4 more shards, I think. Oh, we reset out of something. Something was nasty there. Have to ask what that was. I think that was a blue dragon.
Yeah, we saw the blue D tile on the red D, I think, but didn't really get anything from that.
Yeah, that was a quick reset out, so either that was a oops or that was something that we really didn't want to see.
Demon Frog with the bottle, gonna go ahead and get that tail. That'll lead him to the loot and the opal bracelet.
Zero saying ambushing money pet and 9 of them. Yeah, okay, I'd reset out of that too, with only being that far into the sky. Tail for Demon's huge. That's going to stare him toward Bahamut and that loot.
Shoom is in straight up, I'm just going for Tia mode.
Yeah. I think we need 1 more shard in Tiamat. So we're going to go to, robot floor here. We're going to check these 14 boxes. We're going to try to get lucky.
Yeah, I mean, just CCs and the 4 fast checks. It's 8 chests you can get to without having to do a lot of backtracking. There's that loot. Then the opal, I believe, is in the far right chest.
CC Gambit coming up empty. All right, we're going to go 6-pack then. We're going to hedge our bets a little bit here. I like it.
Demon Frog discards the silver bracelet to get a +1 opal bracelet. I think that's fair.
Yep. There
it is.
Here we go. It's a race now. Demon and Marcus are not far behind.
Gouda, meanwhile, is taking the eye grind.
Yeah, makes sense, but
So fun. The eye has fog too, just to make the grind that much more annoying. It's a little more absorbed. I mean, when the punch can gets online, it doesn't matter, but Gouda says, I'm done with that.
Maybe thinking we want to go and kill Kelly first, or whoever would be on Kelly's throne.
Get some more shards, get some more experience gain. Go from there. A Mirage clearing for Demon Frog as Guardian makes it into Sky. Is going to check everything on Sky 1. Shoom having avoided everything up, essentially. Ooh, we have a guaranteed Warmech.
We got a force Warmech. Here we go. Ooh, ambushing Warmech. Sleep 2 misses. Yeah, it's just fire off some fasts and fades.
Blizzard does a good chunk of damage, but it's no nuke or nuclear, so the entire party survives.
It's okay. There we go.
Shoom not feeling any worry at this point. He can level, or he can heal up pretty easily. I mean, heal 3. He's got 9 charges right there at level 1.
Bubbles.
The holy lady of carbonation. Canonically a white mage.
7 hits, 660. It's a big swing, and she's still on her flippers. Brack. There we go.
It would have been hilarious if we had shattered a bubbles instead of carbonator, but there we go. Shum with all the orbs, or all the shards needed.
Yep.
2 orbs lit, and a quick run, or fly, as it were, down to Topher.
Oh, we have the fun police here.
With mute touch, because why not?
Mm-hmm.
They come to shut you up. Where is Shum going? Oh. He just went further left.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, 94 heal pots, plenty of charges of heal 3. This is fine. No fiend refights either, everybody. We got mid Topher here, but nobody until we get to the final boss.
That just seems an interesting route.
Right?
But are there loose Warmechs in Topher?
Oh, I'm sure there is.
That would be quite hilarious insertion.
Yeah.
Gouda is back on the grind with the black belt against the eyes. Got the 2-man. Meanwhile, Guardian's checking the 6-pack. Shum is only 2 floors away from the Warmech of Warmechs. And it was a loose Warmech on seafloor.
Yeah, we're gonna burn these smokes too, because why not? We don't want to have anything to do with this.
The smoke bomb, a instant runaway. Is there a guaranteed runaway, or is it a probability?
I think it's guaranteed. Gosh, it is weird to walk through Tia's tile and not take Tia.
It's like glitch strats. If there was a glitch that you could use to bypass it. Oh, wow. Warmech was also patrolling on the maze?
That's just silly.
Guardian is taking the fight. He
Why not?
wants the experience. Meanwhile, at 43:03, we have Warmech and friends on Shumbabi's side.
Yeah, blasts and fades. We're going to try to clear the field of bad men. We know that Warmech is not so spooky. Low rolling fade here, but only 208, less than 208 HP on these bad men, evil men. That feels pretty good. Blast going to clear the field. Sleep 2, we laugh at that. Nuke, pretty good rolls there. Pretty good rolls there for sure. Here we go. Swings and fades and nukes. Down goes the thief. First Warmech down. Second Warmech still alive. Second Warmech down. Get your GGs out in chat for Shumbabi, finishing first place with a time, racetime.gg time of 43:28. GG's, bud.
That was just impressively fast.
Oh, yeah.
You think with a Warmech just randomly encountered on the overworld, you'd have more problems, but this actually turned out to be a pretty straightforward seat.
Yeah. I think I see Shumbabi in the waiting room. I'm going to grab him. Hey, bud. GG's.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah, very nice.
I didn't feel like it in the beginning, but I guess I snuck ahead of some people somewhere.
You did really good to pick up that tail and route that the way you did. That gave you, you ran into the loot that way. You kind of got all the information you needed that way. You caught up on shards while being able to do that. It was nice. It was pretty thorough. Good job.
Thanks. I try.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
When you try hard, and you showed everyone that you were capable of going very fast.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just glad I finished one of these.
Yeah, practices have been interesting at best.
That is a word for it, for sure.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Guardian is going to be our second runner into Topher at 45:16. Shum, did you encounter anything untoward, or was it a rather tame flag, even with a bunch of Warmechs randomly out there, in your opinion?
I bumped into a lot of little nasty, and it seems like I don't. I think the scripts are turned down even, or maybe they're just regular shuffled. I don't know what they are, but it feels like everything has some sort of sweeper magic. So I caught you guys talking about when I reset out of Mirage 3 because of the ambushing mummies. I saw that they had like Frost earlier or something. I wasn't about to sit through 9 casts of it. Yeah,
I was
it's
definitely wondering. It was a quick reset too, so I couldn't tell if it was something nasty or if it was something that just was time wasting.
yeah, it was a combination of the two, but yeah, there's a lot of little nasties here. I went through a ton of tents this seed, but I think I was able to figure out the encounter table early enough-ish that I got through. There was a couple of times where I was like pressing start on my last step and just hit the encounter, and I was like, I probably shouldn't attempt it that badly. But,
Speaking of encounters, the Warmech and Mirage.
That wasn't off the hard reset as far as I know, actually.
Okay, because look at you got 2 of them in a row, and I thought it was.
Yeah, no, I was trying to get around it, and then I was like, all right, I guess I'll just take this.
No,
because I knew I had to take one later, so it was kind of just scoping it out to make sure I could take it on the bridge without having to dig out Sky and then reset.
Makes sense. All right, we got Demon Frog and Marcus simultaneously pulling the Warmack and friends. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna do nukes and swings, and we're gonna see what happens here. Nuke comes out, big roll on that top Warmack, and these evil men less than 208 HP. They're less than 180 even. Wow. Okay, they're going down pretty easily. Evil men are gone. Blizzard comes out, does Blizzard things. Demon Frog clearing the field of evil men as well. It's a race here. Warmech and Warmech. All right, there you go. GG's. Get your GG's out in chat for Demon Frog. Also, get your GG's out in chat here for Guardian Marcus in just a second, everybody. Because while they, it's pretty incredible actually, while they finish a little bit apart here on stream, about 20 seconds or so, they tied in the race room. 47-33, both runners. GG's. That's wild. Yeah, we're gonna need a retime on that one. I think that's pretty incredible. Joined in the booth by Guardian Marcus and Demon Frog. Wow. GG's, you two.
I got it by 0.3 of a second. I already did the retime. I promise.
Wow.
We will believe you for now.
Yeah.
Trust but verify.
Trust but verify, right?
GG's.
GG's, yes. Crazy.
I'll take a sleep 2 first spell. Nice to easy kill Warmech all day, every day. That was pretty nice.
Yeah, we know the rest of the week is not going to be that kind.
No.
Yeah, Demon took that early too. You went right for that Warmech and got that Masa very, very early on. You just said, let me throw some blasts and nukes at that thing. And, you know, you were level 13 at like 4 minutes. It was pretty crazy.
I mean, you had to save outside if you either get a Massa guaranteed that early, which is fantastic. If nothing else, you start sussing out what the script looks like, and you was able to power through it. Then great, all right.
So did any of our runners actually find too much craziness on the overworld? We heard that mummies and a lot of random sweeper issues.
Frost on
we
the
did see
arachnids we saw too, right?
Yeah, the arachnids in Titans, I believe, is when we saw those. No one.
I know
went
everybody's
Earth.
gonna hate me, but I don't think there was anything of any note at all. It's just this was easily the smoothest of these flags that I've ever experienced.
This was
So
pretty straightforward for you guys, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
it was
dove
just
Earth.
really,
Yeah, I dove Earth, and the Grey Ogres had Ice 2 and Blizzard, so I had to keep resetting, and I just eventually gave up because they just kept popping up.
Early Rod too really kind of steered you guys toward that Earth cave. Just if not for anything, just to kind of check the spike tiles, maybe see if you can get a few cheap shards. So that was
no. Earth, bad Earth. Don't go to Earth. No.
Yeah.
And of course,
Luckily,
Marsh
the loot
not
wasn't in there.
incentivized. So
Yes, Marsh trolling a few people today.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
the chaotic loose, it just seems like it likes to put stuff in the inner sea,
Yeah.
which is why I did the Topher lock, I did the Northwest lock, and I did Marsh. And I also got it in my head early. I'm like, oh, I have a thief and nuke at 1. I really wanted tail, and that really pushed me away from Bahamut
Mm-hmm.
until I had tail, which I didn't need. I don't know why. I just got it in my head early, and then it didn't be like, hey, you kind of have enough firepower. I think you're going to be all right.
Yeah, the Mauser +4, that early XCal +5 too, sitting in everybody's inventory was very enticing. Like, I'm sure you're like, oh, I want this. So I get where you're coming from.
Oh, I reset out of that and was like, I got a katana and a Mazza. I'm cool. I'm good.
Oh, I didn't even
Where
see
did
the
you get the
katana.
katana?
Yeah, I missed that.
That was the first level of Sky in the right room, if memory serves. Somewhere in Sky there was a katana
Okay.
too. And there was a Vorpal +5 in Bahamut. So even if you didn't find the katana, I probably would have sat with the Vorpal.
Yep, that's right. Gouda took a black belt instead and punched the world of every eye that existed on the Agama floor on that free spike tile. Going to make their Temple of Fiends dive right here with a level 32, 33 black belt with fast, and we're not even probably really going to need it, but we have it. Like this is probably just a matter of time. Black belts do very well going through Temple of Fiends in any kind of circumstance for the most part, and with this scaling, that's no exception.
And yeah, Warwick felt like he rolled down hit points almost certainly. He just a really nice, tame little EXP pinata.
It felt like it was less than 800 on that Warmech, like almost significantly closer to 700 maybe. It was definitely kind of tame.
How weird was it to walk through all the fiend tiles in Toph?
Yeah.
That is really super weird. It's like, all right, I gotta get healed up. Wait, okay, I don't really need to be healed up.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, Fire's throwing out the it was that Fire 1 showing off that more effective Fire, Ice, and Lit just for the lulls.
Man, that just happened to be on airs on the sky or on Tia's floor. It's like, flame from the skies.
Yeah, fire tornadoes.
We need heat, fuel, and air to make fire. So,
you know what? He's right.
Kind of checks out.
All right, here we go. Warmech and Frenzy for Gouda. We're gonna nuke. We're going fast. We're gonna punch and blast. Ooh. Warmech kindly takes out the mage that was not casting nuke. Oof. Big punch on the black belt.
Black belt no longer nuke safe and clearly not punch safe because it's only got about 360 health. But these Warmechs don't have nuke or nuclear.
Full cure
and
here.
Blizzard's the best we've seen.
Oh wow, this is a Warmech with less than 550 HP or so, or something like that. That's eesh.
Well, if Warmech's going to be everywhere on the overworld, it might as well be survivable and or killable. And there it is. GG's for Gouda with a race time to GG time of 53:54.
GG's.
It was so tempting to take a black belt. Like, you mean I get Warmechs whenever I want? Oh, that'd be really fun.
Yeah.
And with that, our race 1 of the semifinals is finished.
Yeah.
We will see about getting Gouda into the booth.
Gouda said he's a little bit busy, so got to do some family stuff, I think. So, going to be passing up on the interview.
Reasonable opt-out.
Oh, yeah. It's a school night.
Well, thoughts on the seed with our winner of the race, Shoom? Would you like to bring something up?
No, my thoughts on the seed is I'm glad it's behind me, and hopefully I can help out with the rest of the team and getting equally paced. So that way we could join up again for the finals. That's I'm really hoping that we can make it, and I'm terrified of the crowd that we're up against in semifinals right now. So this being game 1, it's obviously anybody's opportunity still, and especially with the times being that tight. I don't think I've seen that in years, really. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. So I'm real curious to see how that retime goes. But otherwise, thank you to the comms and restream crew. I'm not going to name everybody by name, but thank you all. You know who you are, and I appreciate you.
Well, you've definitely put your team on the right foot to start out the semis. So, GG's to you. Demon Frog, you have the alphabetical lead.
I'm
Final thoughts.
very glad I got to race this and I get to watch the other ones. Yeah, straightforward, just kind of waiting for the loot, and I'll be excited to see how the rest of the teams kind of match up as we go through the rest of the week and maybe try to make it into next week, make it into finals.
Much to look forward to. GG's. And Guardian Marcus, your final thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, he was really good. If you told me before the match that I was gonna finish with a 47-33, I would have been ecstatic. Obviously, that wasn't good enough for first, but looking forward to watching the VOD and seeing where I lost that 4 minutes of excellent running by Bobby. But yeah, this is a crazy semifinals, and you know, we're in semis, so everybody's amazing racers, and it's been a pleasure that I got to be a part of this today.
GG's indeed. And to pass it off to you, my good friend Luffy.
Thank you, Fabian. Great racing by the teams here. The four teams in the semifinals, you would expect nothing less. You saw some really great stuff tonight. Great win by Shroom Bobby, setting his team off right with the retime. We'll get back to you and let you know. I don't think we have an official ruling on that yet, but I mean that's crazy close. Like Shroom was saying, it's been a while since we've had a retime like that, and I've only ever seen one tie in my years of playing Final Fantasy Randomizer. So that was pretty impressive stuff. But yeah, I guess we're going to head on out of here soon. We got another race coming up this week on Thursday, I believe, is the next race. I'm trying to see
Like
when
7 o'clock
where.
Eastern on RPG Limit Break. Thank you,
Thank
Jay.
you. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate that. I was trying to see where we were. So perfect. Yeah. So Thursday night, 7 o'clock, RPG Limit Break, our next race, race 2. So a little bit of a bye tomorrow night, and we'll be back on Thursday. And we'll see how this goes. Race 1 in the books. GG's to the teams that race tonight. Thank you to the crew that joined us in the booth. My co-coms, Fabian Hawk, our restreamer, Jay Scheidel, our 2 trackers, Catnip Bumble Farts and Mecklin89, our runners, Shoom Bobby, Demon Frog, Guardian Marcus, and Gouda. Thank you, everybody, to chat for joining us, RPG Limit Break for hosting. Y'all have a good night, everybody. Ciao and chillax. Final Fantasy Randomizer fam. We gone.